Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Renetta Gunn Stevens, CEO of Sophisticated Press, and I am so excited to come before you today to talk about the importance of not wasting time. Just a quick bio about myself. I am the CEO of Sophisticated Press. I'm also the author of four books: Kingdom Speaking in the Boardroom, A Dad's Redemption, 10 Ways to Eliminate Debt by Writing, and Push, Promote Until Shipping and Handling Happens. I'm also the founder of Sophisticated Press Author Academy, and I'm responsible for collaborating with authors all around the world who are writing books, who are sharing their genius through books, who are really changing the world because they are just putting their genius inside of books. And so today we are going to just talk about this dream killer, this legacy killer perception when people say they don't have time. And so today, do me a favor. If you're watching this live, I want you to tag and share with your business bestie. I want you to share this on your timeline because somebody that's going to see this live is going to be blessed and they're going to really have their mind change. Right? I just truly believe that. Also, bring some questions, bring some comments. We'll highlight you on the screen. But let's just have a real conversation about this ideal that you don't have time. Okay, so one of the things I want to do first is just give honor to whom honor is due, and that's Dr. Martin Luther King. And I want to just preview his life a little bit, some excerpts of what he had accomplished and what it means to us present day. So Martin Luther King graduated, you all, from college at 15. From high school. I'm sorry. He's from high school at 15. He started college at 15. He was a very smart man, right? And then at 18 he became a minister. Many of you know he was a minister. And then at 19 he graduated from Morehouse College. So already we see the laser focus that he had and how he was just equipped with the capacity to just be this intelligent young man, right? In 1964, about 35, age 36, he received the Nobel Peace Prize. And then in 1963, I'm looking at my notes to the side, he led the march where he said that famous speech, I have a dream, right? And today we did a post about, dreams are good, but we have to go further than dreams. And that's what Martin Luther King did. He showed us how to go further with dreams. Like he went before the people and he shared his dream. He also began to just at an early age just show like, yeah, I have this dream, but there's work I need to do. And he did the work. Did you know in 1958, Dr. Martin Luther King did a book? He published a book and it was called Stride Toward Freedom. I'm going to be ordering that book because I did not know that. And just growing up in the just the American schools, they only tell us so much in the same information every year about Martin Luther King. So I'm going to be ordering his book, Stride Toward Freedom. And just look at that. Graduated from high school at 15. 18 became a minister. 19 graduated from college and then still went on to get his doctorate. Right? Here's a guy who was just laser focused. And I'm sure that he could have used school or ministry as a reason not to have time to help humanity, but he didn't. And I'm gonna take my time with this today because I have some inspiration and activation for you today. He could have used that as an excuse and said, I don't have time to be marching. I don't have time to be worrying about them people in Chicago and Mississippi. I don't have time. But he didn't. And thank God he did it because that was how we were able to break the laws of segregation, right? And begin this integration. And so I want to talk to you about the importance of getting out of this mindset that you don't have time to pursue your dreams, that you don't have time to go for the vision that God has told you. So let me tell you this too. Oftentimes, and I do understand there's a season and time for everything, but here's something too. I'm gonna take my time with this, you all. And when the Bible talks about Joseph, and a lot of people say, "Oh, Joseph shouldn't have told his dream," right? And because that's what made his brothers want to kill him and sell him to Pharaoh or who, But you know what? Joseph had to tell his dream for a chain of actions to happen. Because if you get to the end of the story with Joseph, because he told his dream to his brothers, because they hated on him, because they was jealous of him, because they tried to kill him, but the blessing of the Lord was on his life, so they couldn't kill him, and they sold him into slavery. In the end, he ended up saving them. So some of you, this is just a side note. Some of you keeping all your dreams to yourself and you're afraid to tell people because they gonna hate on you. But everybody got a purpose in your life. And can I tell you, your haters got a purpose in your life? Can I tell you, the people that mean bad for you got a purpose in your life? Because had not Joseph's brothers did what they did to him, he would have never got into Potiphar's house. You better hear me, because there's a lot of bad theology that is just preached when it's convenient for them. And it's like, oh, don't tell nobody, move silent. Yeah, it's a time and place to move silent, but it's also a time and place where you got to let people know about your dreams so they can help you. You got to let people know about your dreams so they can collaborate with you. And that was one of the smartest things that Martin Luther King did to me, was to go in front of those 250,000 people in Washington and tell he have a dream speech. And what was so beautiful about it, he understood time. And he understood that he only had a little time on earth. And he said, I might not get there with you, but I've seen the mountaintop. I've seen black little kids and white little kids playing together. And he left us that blueprint of what the dream was to look like when it became a reality. And what I need you to understand is, every day I'm talking to people and they're like, oh, I'm busy. We're all busy. Oh, I'll get to my dream and I'll get to building my legacy for my children when I'm no longer tired of building the other person's legacy. So listen, you all, I tell you the story and I'm going to go into transition into my story. I was working a 9 to 5 and I understood that what I did was with my time was going to determine my destination. So I worked 9 to 5, got home by 6, and from 6 to 12 a.m. I worked on my business and I worked on my dreams. Because surely if I can give someone else 8 hours of building their dreams and their legacy and making sure that their last name is legit, I could do the same for my last name, right? So I worked on a book, and this was my first book. As you can see, it's not the best book. It's not as thick, right? It's so thin you almost can't even see the spine. It doesn't even have words on the spine. The back cover is brown and plain. But when I walked this into my director, you know what this book showed her? That I had time management, because she seen me in the office before she got there, and she seen me in the office when she left. So she was like, how did you do work for us from 12 hours and you still was able to write a book? Time. I could have easily used that because I'm working those hours and doing that overtime, that I did not have time to write a book. I could have easily fell back on that and it would have been valid. I could have easily said, I don't have time to do this because after work, I got to be a wife, I got to be a mother, I got to be a daughter, I got to be a sister, I got to be a friend. But if I would have did that, you all, I would have been delaying the destiny that God had for me. And it's time out for you to keep believing or falling on that crutch that you don't have time. Because when I walked in to my director's office and showed her that book, that showed her that I had time management skills, that I knew how to maximize my time. It's not that you don't have time, you just don't know how to prioritize your time. And so because you don't know how to prioritize your time, you're doing things with your time that's not helping you get out of bondage. Because the most important thing that you got is your time. Do you understand that it will never be December 18, 2021 ever again? We could never get today back. So everything you do is so important. Why? Because you don't have time to waste. If I would have just kept not building my book, I would still be working for someone. And I'm not bashing you if you work for someone. Hear me out. But I would not have the life that I always dreamed that I wanted because I didn't have time to work on my dream. And I would still be working for someone building their dream and making sure that their kids are in private school and making sure that they have all the money in their bank account while I'm working from check to check. And I tell everyone, keep your day job, because I quit my job before and had to go right back to work. If you don't have a plan, if your calendar is not filled with your clients needing you, then keep your job and let your second business work you out your job. But don't just quit your job because you want to be an entrepreneur, because that's out of order. My message to you today is you have to get out of this ideal that I'll start my business when my bills get down, or I'll start my business when this go down, or I can't do it right now because I just had a death in the family. Listen, you have to be able to go through life and say, as long as the good Lord kiss my forehead and wake me up in the morning, I'm going to complete this race into this vision that he has given me in my mind. Is no longer a vision, but I'm walking in it, and I'm smelling it, and I'm tasting it. That's how focused you have to be. Because if 2020 did not show us anything, it showed us this for sure. A lot of people died, and they did not think that a pandemic was going to sweep through here and take them out. And whatever they left as a legacy, that's what it was. So I understand that. And I understand that my job is to leave here empty, is to help you see that your life does not have to be the way it is if you're unhappy with it. But if you continue to put time in people, in organizations, in just activities that's not helping you get to your finish line, then you're wasting time that you could never get back. I told you the story when my grandmother was passing, I was at work. And what hurts me is when my grandmother passed and I got the text, I had to go ask my manager, can I leave to go be with my grandmother that was no longer here, who was the most loving person to me. And one of the biggest success that I have, it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with time. See, let me tell you about the rich. The rich, they'll have an alarm clock, but if they don't want an alarm clock, they just wake up when their internal cycle wakes them up. And do you know that sometimes an alarm clock is not the best way to wake up to, because it jars you and it like wakes you up in an offset way? And you really should wake up in a serene way, in a way that's just peaceful and welcoming into the day. But how often do we have to wake up and our body's not ready to wake up, and we got this loud alarm that just starting our day off wrong? Why? Because we got to go to work. Now, don't get me wrong. In entrepreneurship, you gonna work. I'll be in this office from dusk to dawn. But there's a difference. I got my time. And I have control of the day. And I partner with God and plan my day. And I don't have to ask for permission to go on vacation, to go be with a loved one that may need me, to see my son off to school. And I'm just trying to tell you, like, keep your job, but from 6 to 12, you should be working on your legacy. You should be doing whatever you have to do. So when people tell me they don't have time, I have a little concern about that, because I have clients who's writing a book whose parents are in chemotherapy. I have clients who's writing a book and their parents are recently passed or are passing. But are you going to, if you're waiting on life to slow down for you, you will never get started. You will never complete your book. Now, imagine you all, if I didn't complete this book because I didn't have time, there would be no Sophisticated Press. Not only would there not be any Sophisticated Press, the people who I've helped publish their book, our company, the people who has experience $2,500 sales in one transaction. The people whose marriages are better because of the removal of debt and the removal of that stress. The people who have gotten promotions on the job, who have got speaking gigs because of their books, that would have affected them too. Because your book is connected to people breakthroughs in life, and it's more than about you. So I need you to understand that when you say you don't have time, you're literally saying, I don't have time to build my legacy because I'm busy building someone else and making sure that their legacy is stable. While when I leave here, I have nothing that I'm leaving to my children. When I leave here, I don't have anything that's going to keep bringing in income, because the only income I have is my job. That's why we believe that there's a bestseller in everyone. Everyone should write a book, at least one, right? And everyone should, I believe, should at least have one business outside of their job. Did you hear me? Keep your job. But outside of your job, you should have at least one book, and you should have one business. And you can make them both. You can make the business and the book one and all together, because we believe that every business is a book and every book is a business, right? Share this, comment, like. This is good, because the Bible said that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And the knowledge is that you got time. Because we scroll on our phones all day. We watch a whole series on Netflix in 2 days, 15 episodes, 19. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we have to have balance. But what I'm trying to tell you is the difference between us and the Michael Jacksons and the Whitney Houstons and the Nipsey Hussles is, when they died, guess what? They had a product and a service that people were able to purchase that made their offspring secure, because they was the money makers. And it took my coach April to let me understand that too. Like, if you're one of the money makers, you have to position yourself, you have to take care of yourself. But that way, even though still, if something happened to you, there is something left for people to support and purchase and keep your legacy, and keep your legacy receiving profits. And the truth of the matter is, some people are going to support you more when you're gone than when you are here. We see it all the time. Once Michael Jackson left, everybody was crying, but when he was alive, they talked about him, they ridiculed him. Once Nipsey left, then he went platinum. We see this all the time. So that's okay. If some people may not support me until I'm gone, so be it. But shame on me if I don't have anything for them to support. I need you to understand this. Life is not going to slow down for you. Your bills is not going to stop being due, and you're not going to get like this season of where you don't got no bills due and ain't nobody sick and ain't nobody dying. It's not going to slow down for you. But you got to jump in like double dutch and just jump in there. You gotta stop saying, okay, give me 2 months, give me 3 months. Oh, you got. So you got 3 months. You got 2 more years. See, God is gracious, and sometimes he give us those 2 years, and sometimes he give us them 5 months, sometimes he give us them 3 years. Because the average client I talk to, they've had that book in their system, in their mind for 2 to 3 years, and I was the same way. And God was gracious. But there are some people, it's just like, that's 3 years that somebody could have been served, could have been helped, that we've delayed because we was waiting on the right time. So whatever you need to do, and it doesn't have to be with Sophisticated Press, but whatever you need to do to start the business, to write the book, I need you to make time for it. I need you to make time for it. I need you to turn your urgency up, because there is no reason why you cannot have a book in a business in 2021. On December 31st, if the good Lord let us see it, on 2021, you should have your business and your book up. And if you don't, it's not because you don't have time. It's because you didn't prioritize your time, or it wasn't as important to you. And you would be better off being honest and just say, I don't value it enough. Just be honest. Just I don't value starting a business enough. I don't value writing a book enough. And in that way, my job as a leader is to help you see the value. I would prefer you tell me that. I don't value starting a business. I don't value writing a book. And I can be like, great, I can work with that. Let me tell you why you should value writing a book. Let me tell you why you should value starting a business. Because the laws of the land was written by businessmen, and we get mad when we see corporations that's not paying taxes, and we get mad when the rich keep getting richer, but it's in the Bible that's how it's been set up. When they had 10 talents and the man hid his talent, the Lord took the talent from him, called him wicked, and took his talent and gave it to the one who had more. It's a principle. It's a principle. So until you get some property, until you get a business, you're going to always pay more taxes than a business. Why? Because the law was written by businessmen. And they wrote the laws for businesses, not for working class. So you're doing yourself a disservice by not starting a business, by not using your business and writing a book and using those expenses that it costs to write your book as a tax write-off. And you wonder why the rich is sleeping better, living better. They're not walking around with diamonds. But the poor is buying all this Gucci and this Louis and all that. Like, my hubby Ben gave me money to buy my Louis and my Gucci. Ben gave it to me, and I still didn't buy it. I said, "Babe, can I get $1,000? Can I get this for my birthday?" He gave me that money for my birthday, and I couldn't even do it. I was like, I ain't finna give these people my money for this purse. For what? I'm not knocking those who do, but I'm just saying, like, the value I'm on. Let me get $1,500 more worth of knowledge so I can be able to help some more people and get some more money, because that's somebody else's invention. Like, I'm trying to build my own. We got to start valuing ourselves and valuing our time, because here's the thing that I have about the Gucci thing. I don't care if you spend $1,500 on Gucci, but if it's a program out there, if it's a coach out there that you need to partner with that's going to charge you $1,500 and you got a problem with it, but you got a $1,500 purse, then that's where the issue lies. Because see, I pay $2,000-$3,000 for mentorship. So if I go out and buy a Gucci, I'm not in disalignment, because the same way I'll spend $1,500 on a Gucci, I'll spend $1,500 on myself to be more smarter. And most people, they'll pay $1,500 for a Gucci, but if you tell them it's $2,300, it's $3,000 to do write your book, oh, that's too much. But you got Gucci on. But every picture you got, you trying to show me you got red bottoms under your feet. So is these shoes more than you? Because Bill Gates said that the greatest investment you can make is in your brain. It's in your brain. And until you get into that mindset that you're worth the same $3,000 that you just spent on that Gucci and that Louis, then every time somebody give you an opportunity and it's over $300, you're going to be like, oh, that's too much. I can't do that, because that's your choking point. That's your value choking point. See, listen, I'm serious about this thing. I got receipts. I spent $3,000 on mentorship from a millionaire before I go buy a $3,000 purse. Because if I get that mentorship, and if I can just get in the room with them, and if I can get that knowledge, I'm saving time. I even heard one person say there are no shortcuts, and if there are shortcuts, you got to pay to get them. You got to pay. You got to pay to get them if you want the shortcuts. Because there are some, it's called mentorship. It's going to save you some time. That's going to have that you would have been making mistakes, and you're going to get the shortcuts, but you got to pay. So there's a way you can maximize your time, people, and it's going to help you. But stop telling yourself you don't have time. Stop telling yourself you don't have money, because the truth of the matter is minorities spend the most money in the world. And so it's not that we don't have the money. It's we don't value the things that we need to value to get ahead. And I'm telling you, when your children see you starting that business, when those children see your book coming in the mail, that they're going to want to write books and they're going to want to start a business. And that's how you break generational curses. When I seen my son that was 13 start talking about he wanted to do a construction company because he see his mom and his dad in entrepreneurship, I was like, see, that's legacy. Because if they don't see it, they're going to do whatever they see. So if they see you going to work every day and not coming home and working on your business, not doing your book, then your kids are going to want to do that same thing. Oh, I got to go to school. I got to get a college degree, and then I got to pay off this loan, and then I got to just work from check to check. That's them days over with, people. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day. 2021, I need you to promise yourself you're going to have a business and you're going to write at least one book. And if you need help with Sophisticated Press, connect with Sophisticated Press. If you have other people in your life that's going to help you, connect with them. But just do it for your future. Do it for your legacy, and allow your greatness to show. Allow your greatness to show. Are there any questions, any comments? I can't see any comments. So if you all are saying anything, I don't see it. If you're here and you have any feedback, any questions, any agreement, any disagreement, definitely share, because just as a people, we got this same old February coming. Everybody gonna try to learn about Black history, and then they're gonna go back to doing what they're doing. And it's just like, what are we doing? We're living in a world where the information is so available right now. Like, there's no excuses why you can't be making 20 to 30 extra $1,000 a year with a side business minimum. There's no excuse. You got girls that's selling lashes that's getting their money. You got girls that's selling $40 outfits that's getting their money. That's learning the wholesale game. They're getting their money. What are we doing? And some of the times, what I've seen too is people are making good money on their job, and they're like, cool, I'm straight because my job is making money. That's great. But guess what? As we saw in 2021 as well, 2020, if your job is not essential and that company closed, or how about this? When you signed that application and that contract to work, it was at will. If that boss has a niece, a best friend, or anybody that needs that job over you, and they want to fire you, they can. They can. So the best job, and then I hear if you don't get the little shot that's coming up, you ain't gonna be able to work. So what you gonna do if you don't want to take that? See, that don't apply to me, because I ain't looking for no more applications, and I want you to be the same way. Oh, well, you can't work if you don't. Oh, no problem. I didn't plan on working for nobody else anyway for the rest of my life. No problem. But if you don't set yourself for that type of freedom, then you're going to have to do whatever the person that you're working for tells you to do, because you have to provide for your family, as you should. But if you set yourself up where you have your own business, you have your own book, now you can still provide a living without being in a desperate situation where you have to make a desperate decision, because that's the worst time to make a decision, is when you're desperate. It's better to be able to make a decision when you don't have those pressures, where you got to do something you don't want to do. All right. So I just really want to come on today and share that with you all. We're always here for you. We always gonna tell you what you need to hear. I know this may have hurt it a little bit today, but it was said out of love, because that's what leaders do. We say what needs to be said, and you're gonna be mad for a minute, and you probably heard something that you may want to challenge, and that's fine. Or you probably heard something that you want to agree with. But my job as a leader is, because I love you with the love of Jesus Christ, I'm gonna tell you, and it applies to me too. I ain't exempt, but I tell everybody that come into my presence, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. And my clients hire me because I don't tell them what they want to hear. I tell them the truth. And you need to be around people like that, that's going to tell you the truth, and that's going to help you rise up to the boss that you are, to the genius that you are, to the smart person that you are. You bigger and you better than what you're doing right now. And so just start executing. If you don't know how to execute, connect with a mentor, connect with Sophisticated Press. If we can't help you, we have a group of network of professional organizations. When I tell you, we know somebody, no matter what problem you have or what information. If we can't do it, we can connect you with somebody who else can, and we'll make sure that you get the information and the support that you need. But I only ask one thing from you: do not contact me unless you're ready. That's the only prerequisite that I have. When you contact me, anybody will tell you, I'm like, so when you want to talk? You want to talk right now? Don't call me if you need 4 months. Don't. Call me when you're ready. Because when you call me, that week I'm going to want to talk to you. And that week I'm going to want to work with you, because we don't got time to play with it. We're going to just start, and we're going to start activating. So when you contact Sophisticated Press, make sure you're ready to begin, because we're going to start immediately, because we have to respect time, and then time will respect us. That's how that works. All right. Well, listen, since there's no questions, or if there is, I'm sorry, I don't see them. But listen, you know how we end it here at Sophisticated Press. Hey, we love you with the love of Jesus Christ, and with the love of Martin Luther King on his special day. We are so proud of you. We're proud of everything. Look, we're so proud of you. I had a little when I said that. We're so proud of you. Listen, we're proud of everything you have accomplished thus far. We're proud of everything that you're going to accomplish in 2021. And I truly believe that in 2021, you're going to start your business. I truly believe in 2021, you're going to write your book. And it doesn't have to be a ministry book. It can be a fiction book. It can be a horror book. It can be an urban book. Just do you. You don't got to be like nobody else. Just do you. You know, everybody want to do the ministry books, and I'm a Christian and I love God, but man, God can do some horror books and some fiction and some, it ain't always got to be ministry. So I believe that you're going to write your book this year, and I just whoever you go with, just let us know, and we'll be happy to still support you. And we just hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you share it too. Okay, love y'all.